about MSBI. It's an introduction class to MSBI. We will discuss here why we require MSBI, what is the need of MSBI, who can work on MSBI, what are the tools available under MSBI, what are the competition tools for MSBI available in the market, and why MSBI is best compared to others. And we will see the syllabus about MSBI, what are the modules and the corresponding syllabus in this session. Coming to MSBI, let's see what is MSBI first. MSBI says Microsoft Business Intelligence. So this says this is a Microsoft product. Okay, what is this business intelligence? Business intelligence says it enables the user or business to take better decisions. If you take Google, you are given with some intelligence. If you take Google, you are given with intelligence. What is intelligence? Whenever you type something, it will say the default options to select. Whenever you type something, it will show you the default options to select. Which option to select, it will show you. That is called as intelligence. It means that it is helping the user, it is helping the end user who are using the machine to select with some option. That is intelligence. I will show you if you require. We say here, so it will show some options. These are all intelligence. These are all intelligence which we got. Okay, like that. Intelligence, it will enable the user to take better decisions. Is intelligence. And where do we take better decisions? We take decisions on what? We take decisions basically on business. Or let's suppose we buy a product, we are planning to buy a product, we take decisions whether to buy a product or not, whether that is giving value for money or not. That is business, that is personal decision to buy a product. In the same way, business decision will say how to improve the business based on the profits we got, based on the loss we got, how to improve the business, we say the business decisions. Okay. We'll discuss about some more about database and data warehouse now. Who can work with MSBI? Who are the owners? Who are the users to MSBI? Of course we, but why we use? What is the purpose to use? Is who are working with data, they can use MSBI. So who are working with data, they can use MSBI in sense. First they have to work with what? Database. What is database? And I am under consideration that you know database. So I am proceeding with MSBI. But basic steps I will give for database. Okay. Database. So who use database is who has data, they use database. So I have data, I use database. What is database? Simply it's a base for data. Whenever I want some data, I search from the database. If you go to hospital where I am already visited, I already a customer of that hospital from last 2 years, I will go to the hospital and I ask, I want to consult doctor, this is my customer ID. So based on that, they will see the history and they will send you. So they are searching for your ID in the history or searching for your ID in the database and recognize that you are the customer from last 2 years and we consulted doctor without any prior, any other separate new customer ID. That's how base for data. So the database is base for data. Now, what kind of data we store? We always store meaningful data. We always store meaningful data. We ignore not meaningful data. Example, in our house, what we maintain is all meaningful. If something which is not good, which is not useful for us, we throw out. which are useful we keep in our home. In the same way, which are meaningful, which are useful we keep in the database. Which are not required we throw out, which is not meaningful we throw out, which is improper we throw out of the database. We read it from the database. This is about simple database details. And we have RDBMS, or what are the types, how to maintain database. We have database, but what is the software to maintain database is the database management system. There are three types of database management systems. One is HDBMS, NDBMS, RDBMS. HDBMS is called as Hierarchical Database Management System, and this is called as Network Database Management System, and this is called as Relational Database Management System. These two are outdated. HDBMS and NDBMS are outdated softwares, outdated methods. This is from around 80s. Relational database is around 80s in the market, and this is very famous, and still it is having huge demand in the market. Okay. What are the RDBMS softwares? Oracle. Why is said Oracle is a competitor for SQL Server? SQL Server, Teradata, MySQL, DB2, and so on. Have many other softwares like that. Okay. And so on we have. Okay. These are all relational database management systems. Relational database management system softwares. Now, these of Oracle Corporation, these of Microsoft product, this is a Microsoft product, this is Teradata product, that is I don't know, and DB2 is a IBM product. Among all, we are working with MSBI, so we will with SQL Server. MSBI, now who can work with MSBI? Who has data? Data. It could be not very less data, it could be little more data. Who has data, they can work with MSBI. What are the tools available in MSBI? There are three tools basically available in MSBI. One is SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. One is SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Services. Other is SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Services. So this is about three tools which are available under MSBI. All are SQL Server products. See, SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server Analysis Services, SQL Server Reporting Services. Let us go with SQL Server. First, let us know something about SQL Server. SQL Server came into the market in 1989, and it has many releases. From SQL Server 2000 we will consider. SQL Server 2000 was one of the products from SQL Server, got released in 2001. Then this was having DTS services. First it has database, DDS, and MSAS. Means this is called as data transformation services, and this is called as Microsoft Analysis Services, and these are all not fully equipped. These are all partially developed. There were no much features to work on. All are limited features. Next, they have released SQL Server 2005. So this was named as full BA. Everyone used to call as full BA, and this created good demand in the market for Excel. SQL Server has created itself a good demand in the market. because of its features, and it provides database, it provides SSIS, it provides SSAS, it provides SSRS, and along with that it provides SSNS. This is called as SQL Server Notification Services. What are notification services? Is when, let's suppose, I go to some shopping mall and buy some goods today, and before they give they bill the amount, they ask for mobile number. They'll ask for our mobile number, and I'll give my mobile number. They'll make note of it, and after 6 months, let's suppose there is some offer they are introducing into their showroom or shopping mall. They'll send a message to me, for next 1 week we are having a offer, 1+1 offer or 1+2 offer. You can buy and get your discount, or you can get the products with this discount only for exclusive customers. Like that, they may send a message. That is called as a notification. Or if we see our service provider, mobile service providers, they keep sending us, there is an offer for you, you can recharge with this. This everywhere those are called as notification services provided by SQL Server. It is providing database, it is providing SSIS, it is providing SSAS, RS, and we will see one by one what it is. Okay. Next, they have released SQL Server 2008, and this was having database, IS, AS, RS, and this has established in the market. This has good demand till now. This has good demand till now, and many of the companies are still using SQL Server 2008, and it is R2 also available. R2 means it is 2, same one, it is 2. This has good demand still in the market. SQL Server 2008 or 2008 R2 is being used. Later, SQL Server, and here SSNS is removed. They felt that it's not required and they have removed SSNS. Next is SQL Server 2012. This has also same database, and they have DQS, data quality services, and they have SSIS, SSR, SSAS, SSRS. Okay, they have same options. DQS we have available within SSIS only, but they have provided a separate window for it, that's all. DQS we can do with SSIS itself, but they provide a separate area where you can do that. Now, do you have any idea of what is the code name? Code name. What is code name? You might have heard SQL Server 2010. They plan to release SQL Server in 2010, and they were publishing as Denali. They were saying Denali. Denali is the next version of SQL Server. Denali is the next version of SQL Server. In the same way, they could not able to do in 2010, they tried to do in 2011, they could not able to do, and they released the SQL Server 2012 product in SQL Server 2013 June or July around, and that name is called as Denali. Denali is nothing but the team who developed it. Okay. Denali is the code name of SQL Server 2008. If there is code name for 2012, definitely there should be a code name for 2008. What is the code name for 2008? This code name is called as Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro is a code name for SQL Server 2008. And next, what is the code name for SQL Server 2005? This is called as Cartman. And I don't know about SQL Server 2000. SQL Server 2005 is called as a Cartman, and this is called as Kilimanjaro, this is called as Denali. And I get, just a second, I'll be back. SQL Server. So the name of SQL Server 2005 is Katmai, and this is Kilimanjaro, and this is Denar. Now, what is the role of each? You have to know. What is the role of each? SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. You have to know. Let us take some examples and go with SSIS, SSAS, SSRS concepts. As I told, MSBI is working with data. MSBI purely deals with data. Data which is well organized and meaningful. At the same time, it should be in structured. SQL, what is SQL? That is structured query language. So, whenever you say MSBI deals with data, it deals with well organized. MSBI deals with well organized and structured data. Well organized and structured data. If you take any business, let us take a business and we'll compare each tools and we'll know each tool, what it is about. Let us take any business. If you take the business from last 10 years or 20 years, you can see a good picture of any business. What is the growth of each business? The growth is very drastic. If you take any business, the growth is drastic. If you consider supermarket, nowadays how many supermarkets are available in the stores? Many stores are available in the market. Many supermarket stores are available in the market. Why? Previously there were small shops. Nowadays we have many supermarkets. Why? Okay, this one. If you take any telephone means mobile service provider. It could be Vodafone, it could be Airtel, like that. If we take any service provider, how many SIMs are being released in the market? How many persons having how many SIMs? These are all related to business only. If you take from my end, it's not a business. If you take from the organization end, it's a business. If you take from organization end, that's a business. How many of you aware of bank account when you are at 6th class or 5th class? How many of you are aware of bank account when you are at 6th class or 5th class? No one. And how many of you having more than one bank accounts? Definitely everyone has more than one or two bank accounts. Why? Because we go for offers, we go for some features. Then we are having more than one or two bank accounts nowadays. Now it's related to data only, right? I do have 3 bank accounts. I do 3 bank account transactions every month, and that's the data reflecting the bank. Of course, I'm creating those transactions. That's becoming the data for bank. So for one customer, it is a particular amount of data into millions of customers. How many transactions are made per month? How much data is being improved or increased per month? These are all about business. These are all about business. Any business, if you take, it is drastically improving. Drastically, there is a change from last 10 to 15 years. And due to this change, the data is being generating every day, every hour, every minute, every second. And due to this data, we cannot able to maintain the data, store the data, and access the data. If your computer is full of data, the performance will be less. In the same way, if the database is very high in size, then the performance will be obviously low. Correct? Correct? Just a second. Telling about an example of service provider where the data is being increased day by day. Now, how many of you are aware of mobile when you are in 5th class or 7th class or 10 years before or 7 years before at least? We know mobile, but Very rarely we see the people who are maintaining the mobile, and the mobile was very too hard, very big. Nowadays, everywhere you get very slim mobiles and smart mobiles, touch screens. And how many, like many people are having more than one mobile number, like SIMs, more than one mobile numbers, more than one contact numbers. So it's again a data. I have, let's suppose, three mobile numbers and 2 mobile phones, and I'm using all numbers, and I'm getting calls, and I'm sending messages, I'm receiving messages, and I'm making calls. All this becoming a data for the service provider. So across globe or across country, we'll take across country some lakhs of people, millions of people, crores of people, crores and millions of people they are making some data from their end. It's becoming a big problem for companies to maintain it. It's becoming a big problem for companies to maintain it. How do they maintain? It's a big question. So there is an article, one article where they mentioned it goes like this. If it goes like this, day by day data is being improving, and no tool can help to handle the data. That is called as data burst. There is a chance of data burst may happen because of no tool can handle the data. Every version, we have seen every version, right? Version 2008, 2012, 2005. What they are making with the changes? They are not doing any changes with the tools. They may do some look and feel changes, but they are trying to implement the power to handle the data. They are trying to implement, they are trying to give power to handle more data from here to here. Here to here. The capacity they are trying to improve the performance. The capacity they are trying to increase to improve the performance. Okay. Now we'll see what is SSIS and what is SSAS and what is SSRS. Let's suppose this SSIS and SSAS and SSRS, what they do is they will help any business to see how it is going. If it is going good or if it is going bad. Let's suppose this, I'll give a simple example. I have a supermarket, and there are several supermarkets in the market. In my city, let's suppose there are several supermarkets, and I have supermarkets. And if I earn per month 2 lakhs, if I earn per month 2 lakhs, then it doesn't show that I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. I don't know whether it's going good or it's going bad. But when I compare my supermarket business with other supermarket business, then I'll come to know whether I'm in profits, I'm in leading, I'm or lagging. I'll get to know whether I'm leading or lagging. Now this MSBI will help any business how to find whether it is going good or whether it is going bad. Now here, when you come to SSIS, especially SSIS plays major role in data warehouse. Why? I'll tell now. Take one example. I'll take the example of bank. Assume that you have an online banking account. Assume that you have online banking account. In this online banking account, we have 90 days of transactions history, because we can't see last 10 years history in a web page where it will be damn slow. It will be damn slow. We can't see the history. Okay. Online banking can have minimum or maximum of 90 days transactions. So if I see my online account, I could able to see last 90 days transactions in it. So from today 17th, August 17th, 1 month, July 17th, 2nd month, and June 17th. From June 17th, I'll have data. Let's suppose tomorrow, June 17th data will be removed. From June 18th, till September 18th, I can see the data. What is happening? What is doing? Let's suppose I have data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Data warehouse is a huge database only. It's also a database, but the size is huge. It maintains a history. The size is huge. It maintains a history. Now, I would like to store the history data here. I would like to store the history data in data warehouse. This is data warehouse. This is database. Database has day-to-day transactions of 90 days and this has history of total years. Assume that I have my account from 2004. Assume that I have my account from 2004. From 2004, this will maintain the data. Let's suppose while I take an account, there was no mobile number. I have given my LAN number. In 2004, I don't have mobile number. Mostly I was studying my engineering, third year or second year. I don't have my mobile number and I give my LAN number, home LAN number, house LAN number. Later in 2007, I updated my mobile number. I changed address to my job location. I got job and moved to some location and I updated my job location, the city name I updated. The same way in 2012, I got moved to some other place and again I had to update my address and again I had to change my mobile number. In 2014, I got married and moved to home. I bought a rented home. Then I had to update the address and if there is any change in the mobile number, you need to update the mobile number, if not, okay. If we go to the database, it will maintain last 90 days history. So let's suppose I changed home in August, I can see the address updated in 90 days before and I can see before address, okay fine. If I want to see 2004 address, what to do? If you want to know 2004 mobile number or contact number, how to do it? I had to call the customer care and I asked, boss, let me know my address when I had taken the account in 2004. Let me know the mobile number when I have registered my account number, taken my account. So customer care will look into the data warehouse which maintains the history and get you the output. And in history, in data warehouse, we cannot remove the data. Instead of saying like that, we should not remove the data. In history, we should not remove the data. History is for reference. No chance of removing the data. Okay. Here, it will remove the data. Now, what it is doing? It is taking the data from here and loading here, correct? Let's suppose I updated my address last month. It is being moved to here. Yesterday, I did some transactions. It will be copied to here. If it is greater than 90 days, it will remove here. Just a second. Yes, Sanjay. Tell me, Sanjay. We are discussing about if the transaction is having greater than 90 days, it is removing at this place, but you can have the data at this location. It means that it's maintaining a backup of total history and it is showing only last 90 days transaction for you. Okay, this is the functionality, forget about it. But what it is doing, it is copying data from here to here. It is extracting data and it is loading data. It is extracting data and loading data. And let's suppose here I have in database we have first name, middle name and last name as columns. First name, middle name, last name as columns. And here I don't have such like that, have only name, where I need to mix all those. I need to mix this one and this one into one column. I need to concatenate one into one column and load into destination. So this logic to implement, this is a business requirement, this is a logic, this is a transformation logic. Okay. This is called as transformation. ETL. Extract the data, transform the data and load the data. This is called as extract, transform, load. We will discuss more. Now I will take a general example where it will be practically helpful for you. I will consider different applications. The just one I told is about ETL tool. Now I am going to cover all three tools. Let's suppose you have different applications. This is one application. database, treat this as one database. This is one database. This is one more database. This is one more database. This is one more database. Like this we have databases, several databases we have, and assume that there are several databases. Assume that this got developed. This is developed in, okay, I will take this as a Flipkart application, e-commerce application, this is Amazon application, this is eBay application, and this is finally Snapdeal application. Assume that this is developed in .NET, this is developed in Java, this is developed using PHP, and this is developed using mainframes. And assume this is having database in SQL Server software, and this is using Oracle, and this is using MySQL, and this is using DB2. Assume there is data stored in the servers or in the database servers using these softwares. Now, this is a e-commerce application, right? All are e-commerce applications. Let's suppose I would like to buy a mobile. Simply assume that I would like to buy a mobile. There are many products. I would like to buy a mobile. So for that there will be a price, there will be VAT charges, there will be delivery charges, there will be discount across all applications. Now what I want is, I want to develop one database, and I say this as begin IT cart. So I'm developing a new database to have one cart at my end. Okay, this is a new e-commerce application. Where I do is, what I do here is Flipkart price only I show, Amazon price, eBay price, Snapdeal price. Finally, my price, VAT charges, delivery charges, and so on. Delivery charges, if there is any discount, I will show. Okay. Try to understand. This is begin ID card. Now, for one product I am taking, I want to show the prices of all in my database. I want to compare it. Simply, you can find this kind of applications anywhere now. I want to compare Flipkart price is this, Amazon price is this, eBay price is this, Snapdeal price is this, and my price is this, my VAT charges are this, by discount is this. Let's suppose this price is some around $5,000. Same time, okay, it's a product only, right? I say okay, $2,000, very costly mobile, and I take here also $2,300, and I take this as $2,400, take this as $2,500, and my price I will give for $1,800, and VAT charges I say around $200, delivery charges $100, and discount I say 2%. Now by seeing this, every user will understand, okay, he is giving me for less price, why should I go for other tools? Why should I go for other tools? Generally people's assumption is like this. When he is giving for better price, why should I go for that? Correct? I'm trying to adjust it because space constraint will be there. Just give me a second. Now this I am maintaining, this database I am creating it. This is a database which I want to create, okay. So I want to create. When I want to do this, what I have to load, I have to load all the prices from this and load like this. Now here generally people what they do is they won't show the discount. Here what they do is they apply this logic, price is equal to price plus VAT plus delivery charges, and they don't minus discount and they won't consider the discount. That's why even the price is around 1800, they are showing as 2000. The price could be in Flipkart as 1800, but they are showing $2000 based on VAT and delivery charges, etc. they include. Okay, or it could be not 18. It could be around 19,000. Assume that there is 19,000 instead of 18,000. $1,900. Assume that is $1,900. Okay. Now they won't consider by seeing this. Okay, by seeing that. Okay, if I go to that application, the charges are 1,900 in Flipkart, and if I go for VAT delivery charges, it will be more than what I am seeing for my price. So people opt for this. That's a human tendency, human mentality. People opt for this. Okay, forget about that. This is a logic where it is using to apply here. Now what my job is, I want to pull data from here, from here, from here, from here, and load data to here. I am extracting data from here, 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 and loading data here. That's why here what I need is I need ETL tool. ETL tool, that is called as extract transform load. Here SSIS will take care of it. Extraction from data sources, from sources, transformation logic, I applied this and loading into my place. This ETL tool, and this is SSIS where it is sitting and playing that role. Okay, you did ETL. Now your data is very huge, where your data is very huge and your SQL queries are not working. Here in database we use SQL queries. In database we use SQL queries and those are not working. They will work, but they are taking more time to execute. To handle this data and to analyze the business. Why I want SQL query? To see the data and analyze the business, to take the decisions. Now as SQL queries are not working fine, I need to take decisions better. This data will not be loaded with the help of SQL query. I need some other tool to analyze the data with huge amount of data. To analyze the data where you have huge amount of data. Now that tool I will take as here, that's an analysis tool called as SSAS in our MSBI, and will take the load, total load from here to here. It could be from here or it could be anywhere where you have total load, much load, and you will analyze the data using cubes. You are going to develop cubes and you are going to analyze which is performing better, which is not performing better. That analysis you are going to do with the help of developing cubes. We develop cubes. So tables are of two-dimensional. You will have only x-axis and y-axis. Cube are multidimensional, where you have x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Okay. Here you write SQL queries. Here you write MDX queries, multidimensional expressions. Multidimensional expressions where you have x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis to work on. Okay. Now you developed a report. You developed the data to be analyzed. Okay, you finalized, okay, this data I want. Here, let's suppose from here, if you write a SQL query, you have some query where you return some data. Finally, you want to show that data to the end user or to the manager. For that, I need to build some report. Or you analyze some data and you fetch data from Cube the data is ready to show for end user. For that case, I need SSRS. With the help of SSRS, I build some reports which can be used for end users or managers. This is called as data warehouse lifecycle, where you will be knowing the use of SSIS, where you will be knowing the use of SSAS, and where you will be knowing the role of SSRS. Finally, you are going to submit the data to end user. This is done at backend. This is done at backend. This is also done at backend, and this is provided to the user in UI. This is provided to the user in UI, and you are giving information. You are giving information, not data. Data will be in different ways. You are combining, you are truncating, you are deleting some data, you are adding some extra data and showing finally some data to the end user. That is called as information. Here you are performing in the backend, this you are performing in the backend, but reports is for end user, they see in the UI. This is about data warehouse lifecycle. This is called as data warehouse lifecycle. For this, again, you need to know about a few concepts called as OLTP and OLAP. We'll be covering in the sessions. Don't worry about OLTP, OLAP concepts. OLTP is nothing but transactional data which you do day-to-day transactions in the database. OLAP is a data which you maintain in the history. With the help of history, you do some analysis. And this analysis, the history data analysis, will help you to take the business decisions. This is called as decision support system. Data warehouse is called as decision support system, which helps you to take decisions. Okay, I hope you are fine till now. Next, I am going to end up with showing the syllabus. See, this is the syllabus which we are going to cover. As I told, even SQL Server 2012 came in the market, still SQL Server 2008 is well stabilized in the market, well established in the market. Many projects, 90+% of the projects are still running on SQL Server 2000, and to migrate from SQL Server 2008 to 2012, it's a bit difficult for the people who are maintaining it also. Why? Because the data is in the live, it's been in the move to production. So many people are using the live applications like Facebook, Flipkart, to migrate data from one server to another. Warehouse and business intelligence concepts which we are covering are IS, SSRS. Coming to IS, we will be seeing all this. These are the different concepts what we are going through in SSIS. We will see what is data flow, what are the different types of sources, what are the different types of destinations available, and what are the transformations which are available, and we will be seeing 90+% most used transformations in the market, and I will be helpful with the third-party tools also. There are some third-party tools which are helpful for SSIS, which they cannot do on its own. You can hire or you can buy a product of third-party called as Quasilogs. One is Quasilogs, there are many other. You can buy and import the DLL and make use of those tasks also. I'll help you in showing that too. And these are all lookup, match, different transformations. And coming to SSIS, you should be having knowledge on SQL. SQL is a prior knowledge for MSBI. SSAS not much required. SSRS, SQL is required. SSIS also, if you know SQL, then it will be easy for you to understand the concepts of SSIS. Okay. Next, we have two things, majorly control flow and data flow. Under control flow, we have a set of options, and in data flow, we use actual ETL. Data flow is the place where we use actual ETL, extract, transform, load. And these are the different variables and package configurations when you are moving your package or your programs from one place to other place, it means one server to other server, or it means from one system to other system, then we need to go for package configurations, how to handle errors. All these things we need to consider when you are developing the SSIS programs, ETL programs, and develop deployments. How do we deploy into server? These are all the concepts. What are the ways to deploy? Next, analysis services. This is very crucial, and for SSIS it may take 10 to 15 hours of time to cover. It could be around 15 hours, or if it is very slow, if we go very slow, it requires 20 hours. And for SSAS, it requires 20 to 25 hours of time. Only for SSAS, this is very crucial. I don't skip any concept in SSAS. I may give some assignment for you in SSIS, but in SSAS I don't skip in such way. I don't give assignments. I may give assignments which I do in class. I may give assignments same, but I don't skip any topic in SSAS. SSAS is very, very important these days. These days you are finding many opportunities for SSAS alone or MSBI mandatory SSIS. Previously, if you know any one tool, there were many opportunities. Nowadays SSIS they made as mandatory. So how do we develop SSAS projects? How do you develop cubes? How do you develop dimensions? How do you develop facts? And how do you relate them? And what are the KPIs? What are the calculations? What is perspective? All are all things which we are going to show. And what are the different storage modes available? MVLAB, HVLAB, RVLAB. Okay, and what is the advantage of this? What is the disadvantage of this? How to implement them in practical? We'll be working on this. And what is the use of partitions? How we can improve the performance of processing and querying with the help of partitions? How the cube is working in the background? How cube is working in the background? We'll be seeing all those things. Coming to SSRS. We'll see different types of reports, and we'll see the configurations, how to configure the report server, how to configure the report manager, how to deploy, I forgot to tell, how to deploy the cubes here. Then coming to RS, how to deploy reports, how to develop tabular report, how to develop matrix report, and how to develop the chart reports, bar graph, gauge, star reports, dotted reports. We'll work mostly on the expressions. This is the heart of SSRS. What are the types of expressions we have? How can we work with those expressions? Where it will be useful? We'll be working on it. And this requires again 15 to 20 hours of time. So I'll just say IS is required 15 hours. I'll say AS requires 20 plus hours. I'll say 23 hours. And RS requires again 15 hours. So it's 15 plus 15, 30, it's around, you can take it as 60 hours of sessions required for completing MSBI. Total MSBI requires 16 hours of time to complete. That's it about the demo or the introduction class of MSBI. Please come up with your questions, I'll be glad to explain you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.